I've been playing Star Wars Outlaws. Let's talk about it. So first things first, I want to thank Ubisoft and Massive for sending over the game code, giving me a chance to check out Star Wars Outlaws. And I'm also going to say, for me, this will be more of a review and progress. I've gotten a decent amount into the game, but I'm really taking my time. But I do kind of think with confidence that I've spent enough time with the game to give my current opinions. And now I'm sure there's it's always kind of hard with these large games because you have side quests, you have DLC, you have all types of things. But right now, we're just going to talk about the main game. We're going to talk about the characters. We're going to keep it totally spoiler free. But yeah, let's get into it. One of the first things you have to remember when jumping into the world of Star Wars Outlaws is that Massive has a ton of years of experience creating worlds that really feel alive. So you have Far Cry games, you have The Division, most recently you have Avatar. So when you jump in and you're hearing the music, you're seeing a ton of characters kind of in one space, kind of just going throughout their lives. When you're out in the open world, you see other characters kind of going around on speeder bikes, just making deliveries, doing different things. You run into enemies. So I think this just really shows how Massive knows how to use their technology, and they've kind of just grown over the years in maturity when it comes to game development. The environments are very lush and detailed. The different towns are dense. There's a lot going on. You're hearing kind of those sounds of Star Wars that you're so used to. And even stylistically, I think, in my opinion, actually, this is a game that if you were to ask me who the developer was, I think it kind of looks different from from Massive's or Ubisoft's normal style, but it just shows that when it comes to other IP and working with companies like Lucasfilm, I was going to say LucasArts, I don't know if that's the thing anymore, but Lucasfilm, how this is really a powerhouse when it comes to game development in 2024 and beyond. It's the thing that kind of is the most interesting to me. This is the first game where I'm playing when it comes to Star Wars where I'm not a Jedi. There's been a ton of different Star Wars games over the years, but just for me personally, this is the one where I was definitely interested in all of them. And I think at first I was like, do I want to play as a character that doesn't have a lightsaber? And yeah, so you play as Vess. She's kind of this up-and-coming scoundrel just trying to make it in the universe. I guess the best way to kind of explain her character, think of a Han Solo of sorts. You kind of go around, you have your companion Nix, which I think is actually a new species if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you're kind of going through and trying to work your way and up your reputation with the different factions throughout the universe. So you're more, I won't say you're an anti-hero. You're not a hero per se. You're kind of working in the underbelly of the Star Wars universe. So Star Wars Outlaws takes place in between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. You're going to see a lot of new faces, a lot of old faces, a lot of familiar places. And I think it's just going to be really cool to kind of jump into this new story with these new characters and kind of a area or a time where a lot of Star Wars fans are familiar with. Now, speaking of worlds, like I said, this game is open world. It's very large. I've kind of been doing a slight mix of the golden path along with some of the side stories. It's really cool because when you go throughout the world, you find different clues to unlock different stashes and find different treasures. You can stand around and listen to people's conversations and get clues on different places and things that you can find in the world. I think that's really cool. I think it really goes into that criminal underworld scoundrel type of life, so it's really cool. One thing I really like about the game is that there's multiple ways that you can approach different situations. So you can either go in loud or you can do stealth. Now there are some missions where you have to do it completely stealth or you fail the mission. So but that doesn't bother me. Things are pretty forgiving in this game. You can, if you start to get discovered, you can take people down. Definitely use Nyx while you're in battle. They can distract enemies, blow up things in the environment, things of that nature. You can also use Nyx to pickpocket, so that's really cool. They can distract security cameras. It's really, really cool. Combat felt decent. I've been doing a lot of melee combat, kind of like I say, using Nyx or doing stealth. But throughout the game, there are upgrades to your blaster, of course, to make that more efficient when it comes to using that in the field. But instead of, so there are gadgets that you unlock or that you find throughout the game. But when it comes to guns, you can actually just pick those up off the ground from off of other enemies. You don't keep them, you do drop those. They're limited ammo. But yeah, actually think that's really cool, as this person is not some heavy like armored like soldier. This person is a scoundrel. They're sneaky, they do pickpocketing, they try to be agile, they can jump, they do melee. So really cool. But like I said, there's a ton of items that you can unlock throughout the game to kind of help you in your different battles and unlocking different chests and finding different treasures. Really, really cool. I say definitely get out there, explore. You won't regret it. The world just feels really good to be in. I think I said before, Massive did a really good job of making this world feel alive. The game does look really good. Well, the game looks really good. I think it really shines in the pre-rendered cutscenes. I need to go in and see what I can and can't show, or what I should and shouldn't show. Like I said, I want to keep this all spoiler free for you all. But yeah, I kind of going back, I think I mentioned early on, there's various cartels in the world, and I like the system that they kind of have where it's like, where you can't be in everyone's good graces at the same time. So actually, I'll just go through a list of the factions right now. So you have Crimson Dawn, you have the Pike Syndicate, you have the Hut Cartel. People are very familiar with the Huts, the Ashiga Clan, and then the Empire is out there too, but you're fighting against them, so don't really worry about them. But I do enjoy, so if you do a mission for one faction, your favor goes up for them, so you unlock different vendors. The vendors may pay more for some of the items that you're selling to them, but if you're in a different part of the galaxy and it's not their territory, you might get attacked on sight. So I think I do really enjoy that, and like I'll be riding around on my speeder bike and all of a sudden a high-speed chase is going on. And actually we can talk about the vehicle combat. So right now I pretty much just run from most situations. They do have this bullet time type ability that you have. Not only on your speeder bike, you can use it in normal combat as well, where you can mark different enemies and then press execute. And then I think, of course, it's limited up to a certain amount, but really cool ability. And you're actually just trying to escape when it comes to the speeder bike. So space combat feels pretty good. I'm saying a lot, but space combat feels pretty good. But I will say there were a couple times where I was having kind of some space battles, and it seems like the enemies just kept coming, but at least it felt great. When it comes to upgrading your abilities in combat, they actually have this expert system, and the way it works, you have different characters that you meet along your way in the story, and there are certain things that you have to do in order to unlock the next skill or the next ability. Say for instance, knock out 5 enemies using melee combat, knock out so many enemies while Nyx has them distracted, things of that nature. So some of them you find along the way in the story. There's others that you actually have to explore and find. So like I said, I'm having a ton of fun just kind of running around, looking for hidden treasures, exploring the different planets. And actually, I know some people care about this. You can pet a lot of the animals in this world. I don't want to make this video too long. I will be posting my written impressions of the game that go a little bit more in depth with what I've had a chance to experience. So definitely check that out. I'll leave a link when that's ready in the comments below. Like I said, if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're not a Star Wars fan, I think this is a great game to jump into. If you're a little bit kind of wary, you do have Ubisoft Plus. This is not a plug. I buy a lot of Ubisoft games, so I do not have Ubisoft Plus, but if you have Ubisoft Plus, you might get a little discount on this. But definitely check it out. I think it is worth it. Maybe start with the base game and decide if you want to come back for the DLC later. There is a lot of content in the base game, so I doubt that a lot of people will 100% this in a short amount of time. So I say, if you were worried about not having lightsabers, take a chance. If you're a fan of characters like Han Solo, like Nathan Drake, someone who's flawed, someone who just grows a lot throughout the story, I think this is something for you. The game looks really good. Like I said, Massive has built a really engaging, living world. But yeah, Star Wars Outlaws will be on Xbox Series X and S, PC, PS5, some streaming platforms, like I said, Ubisoft Plus and things of that nature. So definitely check it out. And for more videos like this, stay tuned. I'll talk to you later.